everyone, welcome to another week of Check It Out, where I recommend titles for you to learn from, connect with, and explore. This week's title is Stamped, Racism, Anti-Racism, and You. It's by Jason Reynolds and Ibram X. Kendi. This is a really cool book. It's a nonfiction book, and it is not a history book, as Jason Reynolds tells us several times throughout the book. I actually listened to this book, and I loved it. It's read by the author. It's read by Jason Reynolds, and he knocks it out of the park with this one. A little background. This is a history of racism and anti-racism traced through the history of slavery up through the present. This book is a remix of Ibram X. Kendi's 2016 award-winning book, Stamped from the Beginning. And the authors use three categories: segregationist, assimilationist, and anti-racist. And Reynolds and Kendi categorize people in history, evaluating and illustrating how these people may have moved between the different categories based on historic events. So it might seem complicated, but they really lay it out well. What is presented is an in-depth, no-holds-barred look at some major people in history like Zhu Rara, Cotton Mather, W.E.B. Du Bois, Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X, and even President Obama, along with a lot of other people. So it's a sweeping narrative. It's infused with poetic language as only Reynolds can deliver, and it just makes the history sing. I loved it. I listened to this, read by Jason Reynolds, and the experience was even more impactful. You can hear the passion and strength that comes through his voice, and it resonated. I really enjoyed learning about history in school, and while I was familiar with the events that are covered in the book, this is a whole new perspective for me. It's looking at history through the lens of racism and anti-racism, and it made me look at it with an entirely new perspective. So that was really cool. I want to talk a little bit about the format because I said it was really easy to kind of move through. It's shaped in the same way as Stamped from the Beginning, with short chapters, and there's sections that are broken out through the course of history, and that makes the pace of the book very easy to keep you reading. But it also provides for really good stopping points. Reynolds just has this conversational tone. He infuses it with his own thoughts, perspectives, and his experiences that make it even more personal. And one of my favorite things are the breaks that are lovely. When a topic is getting really heavy, he kind of asks for the reader to take a time out and says, take a deep breath. We're going to get through this. And it makes a heavy topic. It doesn't make it any less impactful or serious, but it just gives you a moment to process, and you can digest the information a little bit easier. Reynolds has such a style and a flair that honestly, I could listen to him read the dictionary for hours and I would not be bored. It's accessible to anyone. It should be read by everyone. We've come far, but there's still so much work to be done. We should be constantly checking ourselves in hopes of making the world a better place for everyone to live how they want to live, be how they want to be, without judgment, without reservation, without condition. I feel so inspired after listening to this, and I really want to pick up Stamped from the Beginning to learn more. I'm impressed with the way that history kind of came alive through this book, and these ideas are going to stay with me for a really long time. So the theme, it's like a history book, but like he says, not a history book, and explores social issues. So those are the themes in the book. Read alikes, I have to mention Stamped from the Beginning, because it's kind of based off of that. And this book is Anti-Racist by Tiffany Jewell. That has a really cool format as well, so it's a little bit different than your traditional novel. So this book is also available through digital download. You can check it out on Libby or Overdrive, and that's how I got it, was on my Kindle, so that's why I'm showing it to you like this. So with that, I hope you found something to book up your week. Thanks, everyone.